Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Uncle Matt here live for our Friday show pre-match for the League's Cup quarterfinal, Nashville SC against Minnesota United. We're about to head out. We're going to do a little pregame fun stuff before we head to Geodis Park. But had to jump on, had to do my Friday show, had to share my thoughts on what might be one of the craziest weeks in Nashville SC history. I mean, it seems like it was a lifetime ago with everything that's happened, not only between Nashville C and stuff, but I've been a busy man. You can see I'm red. I feel like I'm a little red here. Maybe I've been outside. Maybe I've been doing a little work. But Sam Surridge makes his debut. Club America calls down the League's Cup as being corrupt. Liga MX is calling out League's Cup, all from one match. Nashville SC, small market team, new boy on the street, just upsetting the balance of world football. You love to see it. Been a crazy week. Another match tonight, though, but gotta go back to Tuesday night. What a night. If you haven't watched the vlog from that night, go back and watch that. It was absolutely insane. Craziest match of all time. Nashville goes up, hangs on to the lead for a little while. Club America strikes back. They tie it up, get a penalty in stoppage time, basically. Score. Stoppage time rolls on. Our boy Sam, our beautiful baby boy Sam, flies through the air like a graceful eagle, strikes the ball into the net, equalizes with literally seconds left in the match, sends it to penalties, kicks from the mark, as it used to be known. And that's where it really got interesting. Pretty standard shootout, nothing to write home about, a little bit of back and forth, teams having each their shots. And in the last moment, Jack Marr steps up, needs to score to keep Nashville SC alive. Don't do it. Don't you do it. And the Club America keeper makes a save. Chaos ensues. I was in a section where there's Club America fans all around me. Chaos was going on. I was, feeling slightly uncomfortable, like I might get some beer thrown on me. I'm not a drinker, so I don't want any beer thrown on me. I never felt like I was going to get violent, but it was getting crazy the way the Club America fans were celebrating. We knew they were going to play the anthem. We knew they weren't going to get our usual post game. Even if we lose, we clap the team off the field type stuff. So the people I was there with were like, "This sucks. Let's go." We leave the stadium. Lo and behold, we're almost to the parking lot, and some random dude shouts out, "Oh my God, they're retaking it!" And we're like, "What?" Because it's been quite a while. It takes a while to leave a stadium and walk back to a parking lot. Guy says, they're retaking it. They're retaking it. Everybody starts scrambling around. Everybody's pulling out their phones trying to figure out what's happening. I pull up the Apple TV broadcast, and I'm literally watching Jack Marr walk back up to the spot with the ball in his hand to retake the penalty. Nobody has any idea what's going on. Jack Marr makes his shot. Something else happens. I can't even remember the full sequence of events, but we end up where they miss one. Dan Lovitz comes up. Dan! Let's go, Dan! Buries it. Nashville SC wins. Goes on to the quarterfinals, where they'll play Minnesota United tonight here in Nashville. Insanity. I go home, I watch the replay of everything, I sort through everything, I see what actually happened. Clearly, the Club America goalkeeper had jumped off his line a step too soon. We're gonna get into this a little bit more. So they retake the penalty. That's the rules. Laws of the game. That's how it works. Nashville SC, Jack Marr gets his second chance. The penalty shootout goes down the way it is. It goes down. So, the craziest thing that's come out of this, it's a crazy finish. There's no way that's not just a crazy finish. Flip the script. Full disclosure. Flip the script. If this had happened in Nashville SC in the reverse way, I'd be pretty butthurt. There would be things that would make me mad about it. I'd be upset about certain things about it. But I respect the laws of the game. I understand the rules. I don't cry and act like every time my team loses, it must be rigged. I understand that Nashville SC is not going to win every single match. I'm not a spoiled baby from a historically great club that has had things go their way for way too long and doesn't know how it feels to lose matches. Not saying that to anybody I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying. So there's been all these accusations. Oh, League's Cup must be rigged against Liga MX teams. It must be rigged against Club America. It must be rigged. First of all, if you watch everything that happened in the match, If it was rigged against anybody, it was rigged against Nashville SC because I talked about this in the vlog. My reading of the laws of the game, the McNaughton handball was not a handball. He did not deliberately make his body bigger. Am I bigger this way or this way? I'm probably not a good example because I'm kind of, I can be a little bit big this way. But Jack McNaughton goes from this to this, and the ball just happens to strike his hand back here. To me, that's not deliberately making your hand bigger. And also, there's also the notion of if a player moves his body in such a way that his hand is in a position that is unnatural, that is an expectation that is a handball. Is this hand at your side like this? Let me turn it this way. Is that not a natural position? If he had turned like this and the ball struck his hand, you'd have a case. You'd have an argument. But he had his hands at his side where your hands are supposed to be as a soccer player to be in a natural position. He turned this way. The one thing that went against him was from the one angle that was directly on the goal, you could see that if the ball didn't strike his hand, it was probably going on goal, and there's a better than not chance that it was going to be a goal. So that probably hurt him in that case. But by the laws of the game, to me, not a handball. And by the laws of the game, if you call that a handball, as the referee did on review, he gave McNaughton a yellow card. I don't know if it was for the handball or for dissent, but if he gave him the yellow card for the handball, it should have been a red card because that was not denying a promising attack. That was denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. So if you judge that that was a handball, as a referee, I'm a referee. That was also dogzo. So it's kind of a little bit of a lack of courage by the referee to say he didn't want to say it's not a handball because you don't want to not call that a handball against Mighty Club America. But he also knew it really wasn't handball, so he couldn't give a red card because that would have been too much. He knew that was too much. That's your sign right there. He knew it was too much to also give the red card because he knew it was borderline not even a handball to begin with, so he can't possibly go all the way to dogzo red card. But if you call that a handball, you also have to call that a dogzo because it was a shot on goal. It wasn't like it was a chip shot that was like going into a striker in behind. It was a shot that was going towards the goal that hit a hand. So if you judge that to be a handball penalty, a handball offense, it also has to be dogzo. So referee got caught in between two worlds there. So, that's number one. That's where the first example of the fix being in against Nashville SC was. I don't know what the second was. I lost my train of thought. Sometimes I just go off on a tangent on these things and just go nuts. But here's the thing. Let me scroll back. So Club America fans have been adamant, like, why was there so much time added on? It's because Club America fans ran on the field and were delaying the restart after the kick. It took like 5 minutes to restart after that penalty kick, which there was probably 2 to 3 minutes added because of the penalty kick. But then Club America fans ran on the field, so it caused a further delay. So yeah, that's where the time added on came from. And then we go to penalties. What a penalty shootout it was. Loved watching it back from the parking lot. Loved watching it back when I got home that night. But the Club America goalkeeper very clearly was very much off his line. If anything, it's like bad that the referees didn't call it initially because like it was so blatant he was off his line. And this is where the complaints that the Club America fans have had come into full fruition. They don't understand the laws of the game. You have to have at least 1 foot on or behind the line or above the line at the time the ball is struck. They kept highlighting this picture of Panico on the decisive one they missed, where he's got a full foot, like a full step behind the line, but his other foot is in front of the line. They're like, oh, the Nashville SC goalkeeper, he's in front of the line. He's in front of the line too. 1 foot on, above, or behind the line. They're written there. The laws of the game. They're not hard to understand. You can look them up. There's an app. There's a beautiful app called the IFAB app. You can look them up. You can read them anytime you want. But you don't want to. You just want to think there's some conspiracy against you. Now here's the reason. There's been a lot of reasons given. There's a lot of explanations given of why this was not a screw job. The Club America fans have yet to explain why anybody would screw them out of this match. They're just like, it's rigged. The whole tournament's rigged. It's all rigged against Liga MX. Why? Why would that be? Why would that be? That makes no sense. But the thing Liga MX fans fail to understand is this tournament is not a competitive tournament. It's not meant to crown a champion. It's not meant to be some great spectacle of sport. It was created to line the pockets of the owners and the leagues that put it on to get them more money. That's all it is. It's a money grab. It's a cash grab. It's been fun. It's been awesome. It's been wildly entertaining. But they didn't do this just to be like, you know what? We really want to know who is the best team between Liga MX and MLS. No. The owners and the league said, Apple TV's wanting to give us some money to do this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's make some more money. So, what do you think? If there was one team between Nashville SC and Club America that the game would be rigged for, because the main goal of this tournament is to make the people in power the most money, who would they rig it for? Would they rig it for like small Nashville SC that bigger media audiences don't really care that much about? Or would they rig it for Club America, who is one of the most famous, if not the most famous, soccer team in all of North America? I don't know. Let me take it a step further. There is one match that could possibly happen in this tournament that would be the biggest money-drawing, revenue-generating, attention-grabbing match in the history of North American soccer, club soccer. Maybe not in the history of, like, international teams, but had the final of Leagues Cup been Club America versus Inter Miami with Lionel Messi and friends, that would have been the biggest North American club soccer match of all time. From revenue standpoint, from interest standpoint, from ratings, television, stuff like that. Once again, that's what this tournament is all about, is making the people in power more money. So if you want to rig a match, if you want to screw somebody over, if you want to make a certain outcome happen, it would be for Club America to win so they could go play Inter Miami in the biggest match ever. And here's another example of why that's a big deal. So another big point of contention from Liga MX teams has been that it's all been hosted in America. There's been no, travel. They've had to do all the travel. There hasn't been any home games for Liga MX teams, which they're acting like, did you not know that beforehand? Your league agreed to that. That was part of the thing. And I can get into some more stuff about why their league would agree to that to get more money. But, like, if teams were also having to travel to Mexico for matches, that would make the travel worse. Monterrey had somebody from a Monterrey fan posted like all the travel they had to do in this tournament. It's like, but if you'd had to bounce back down to Monterrey for like one or two matches, wouldn't that have been worse? I mean, I guess your players get to sleep in their own bed or something like that, maybe, but that added like thousands of extra miles onto the travel. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician or a cartographer, but it just seems like traveling back and forth to Mexico on top of all across the country in America would have been even worse, but who knows? So, but here's the thing. Because the Liga MX teams would not be allowed to host any matches because everything's being hosted in America, anytime the Liga MX team is the higher seed, it's hosted at a neutral venue. So, in the event, the marquee matchup, Club America, Inter Miami, met in the finals, Miami would be the lower seed, so it would have to go to a neutral venue. I've seen people say that neutral venue might be Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. That might be somewhere in Tampa, Orlando, Texas, Las Vegas, anywhere. Because that would be the biggest match of all time, because it's a neutral venue. So one thing that would happen is MLS would be able to cut out all season ticket holders. As a season ticket holder, every League's Cup match, I get my tickets to the match at my regular season ticket holder rate. If the final's at a neutral venue and not an MLS host site, suddenly MLS can charge whatever they want. And I can tell you, the ticket prices for tonight compared to what the ticket prices were for single game tickets to the Club America game Tuesday are astronomically different, because Club America is a draw that MLS and Liga MX and the Leagues Cup would want to make money off of. So imagine this. Neutral site venue. 100% of the tickets are sold out the gate. There's no season ticket holders who get in at the regular price. What do you think a get-in price is going to be for Inter Miami with Lionel Messi and friends against Club America? What do you think? What do you think? Pretty good, right? And then here's the other thing that could come from that. I was reading up on this because I was just trying to like look into stuff because like when I was like thinking about like how crazy it was that Club America, arguably the biggest team in North America, would complain that maybe they got screwed, that there was some conspiracy against them. Oh, look, the blinds aren't doing me any favors right now. Like there wouldn't be a conspiracy. Like people would not want them in that final. I looked it up, and originally, Liga MX wanted to distribute the rights to the tournament to domestic broadcasters in Mexico rather than let Apple TV carry it in Mexico. And they were okay with that. But then none of the TV broadcasters in Mexico wanted to pay what they wanted, so then Liga MX had to come crawling back and say, well, no, we'll take the Apple TV money. That's the root of everything. And then, the biggest key in all this, why I think all the fuss has started, is because Televista, I may have pronounced that wrong, the biggest broadcasting company in Mexico, also owns Club America. Does that not seem like a conflict of interest to anybody else? I remember at one point in time, Rupert Murdoch tried to purchase Manchester United, and it was pretty much shut down because everybody was like, the owner of Sky Broadcasting cannot buy a soccer team in Britain. You can't have the biggest broadcaster, one of the biggest broadcasters in Britain, buy one of the biggest teams in Britain. But in Mexico, that's okay. And so, Miguel, Twitter follower, I would mispronounce his name after I say it, but shout out Miguel, Twitter follower, guy I follow, United fan, Nashville SC fan. He's the one who pointed this out. I saw his tweet. He pointed it out. As soon as there was a statement released by Liga MX saying, blah, 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 blah. We are very satisfied and happy with the progress of the League's Cup, but we would like a review of VAR decisions and other circumstances, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this was all negotiated. This was all discussed. This was all determined before the tournament started. And now you're like, oh, wait a minute. We thought we were just going to walk through this thing. What's the problem here? Miguel pointed out Televista, owners of Liga MX, were greatly affected by their team being knocked out, more so than any other team would have been, because, if John Ingram, Nashville SC, loses, it sucks. Doesn't get as much of the prize money as he would, but he's not losing out on that sweet, sweet TV ratings, that sweet, sweet TV revenue that Televista would have gotten had they gotten Club America in a final against Inter Miami. So once again, sum it all up. If anybody was going to get screwed in this match, if anything was going to be rigged for this match, it was going to be rigged for Club America to win, because that's the most money-making match that could have come out of this entire tournament. There's no other match. There is no other combination of teams that would have generated more revenue for the people that get the money out of this than Inter Miami versus Club America. So there's no way anybody would have ever screwed Club America intentionally, because that's the one that makes everybody the most money. You're dumb, Club America fans. This isn't a competitive tournament. Nobody cares who wins. It's all about the money for the owners, the leagues. That's what this is all about. But, keep crying about it. Keep being sad about it. It is what it is. Nashville SC is technically 2-0 against Club America. Did you know that? Anywho, I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. I think we laid it out pretty well, pretty clear. Once again, everybody said this. Shout out to Nashville Challenge Check. They laid this out the same way. They had the exact same thought as me. If you're going to screw a team, why would you give that team a penalty in stoppage time of a match? You would just ignore it. You just look at VAR and go, oh, we got told we're supposed to rig this for Nashville SC, so we're not going to give Club America penalty right here. It just makes no sense. But I mean, the biggest thing is, like, if you look at all the videos of Club America fans crying, they don't know the laws of the game. They don't know the rules. Now here's the thing. The one thing they complain about, where they're like, why did the delay take so long? Why did the restart take long? The match should have been over. It shouldn't have taken that long to restart the match. Your fault. Because once again, much like why there was so much added time because your fans ran on the field, it took forever to restart the match to take that penalty over because your fans ran on the field. If you go back, if you watch the match replay, literally within 10 seconds of Jack Maurer missing the penalty, you can see the Nashville SC players, and you can even see the Club America players after they stop celebrating, realizing the referees are making them redo it. Like, the Nashville SC players never leave. They don't go over and clap the fans. They don't ever go like, oh, we lost. That sucks. That. Like the Club America fans, they go do. They pull their shirts off. They spin them around their head, whatever. But as soon as they like turn back to the field, they realize, oh, wait a minute, something's happening. The referees don't do the thing where like they exit the field. They immediately go to review. And the thing is, I've seen it said that it was a VAR review. I don't know that it is. I've never seen, because there was so much chaos because all the video footage, the replay of the match is all focused on the fact that there's fans around the field, so they can't show much. I don't know that the referees didn't get together immediately and go, yeah, he encroached. We need to redo this, but couldn't do it immediately because there were so many Club America fans on the field. So, it is what it is. Oh, it shouldn't have taken that long to restart. If it took that long to restart, it couldn't have been that clear and obvious. Couldn't restart. Your fans are on the field. Sorry to Club America fans. I sat near some who were pretty cool, pretty nice. A lot of them, not so much. All right. I don't think we need to waste any more time on that. It was insane. I on the one hand, I'm so disappointed I left and missed all that happening. But on the other hand, it was also crazy electric, walking out of the stadium, being so dejected, and then having just this eruption outside the stadium. Because we heard an eruption inside the stadium, which I thought was Club America fans because there was a ton of them there. But actually, that eruption was that the retake was happening. So, crazy night. Club America has the only people Club America have to blame is themselves, their fans, their players, their leadership, their ownership. That it seems a little bit corrupt for a major media company to own the team. But you can see why they'd be motivated to complain, because they're going to lose out on TV ratings for their broadcast on Univision, because it's not going to be Club America, because they botched it. Got handed a golden goose and they botched it. So that was big. Couldn't figure out how to mark a 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 foot tall, blonde, Captain America looking British striker that just walked right through the middle of your defense. What a match by him. You could have asked for better debut from Sam Surridge. That'll be my transition. So I want to talk about Sam Surridge. He kind of got lost in the shuffle. He made the pass to Dax that started the attack that led to the equalizing goal. Incredible setup. And he's the perfect example, and I think he shows why Gary was so loyal to Teal, because he does everything Teal did except 20 times better. The build-up that led to the goal. Sam comes deep into midfield to receive a pass. Same thing we've seen Teal do 100 times. Sam receives it. He holds off play. He keeps it up. He finds the next best pass, which is Dax. Shifts off to Dax. Dax leads the attack. Sam peels off. He starts working his way into the box. He sees where play is going. He sees it's gone out to Andy Mukhtar. Incredible pass by Dax McCarty, by the way. What a pass by Dax. Flips it over to Hanny. Hanny gets a dribble in. At this point, Sam Surridge has run 70 yards, maybe. That might be an exaggeration. But he just flies in, gets on the end of the cross, puts it right where nobody can get it. It's the perfect struck header, perfect striker's goal, finishes off, equalizes for Nashville SC. Everything that is, you can see that is exactly what Gary wanted Teal to do. But Teal is not the level of a 24-year-old striker who was just playing in the Premier League. Teal would have received that ball in midfield, held off a couple of defenders maybe, and then either turned it over or made a worse pass than what Sam did that set the whole thing up. So you can see why that is such an upgrade instantly. That one play shows you why Sam is such an upgrade instantly over Teal. I did jokingly, when Sam had the attempt on goal early in the game, similar situation, flies up for a header, skies it over the bar. I looked at my buddy, I said, next man went, it's just a British Teal. But he's not. He showed him the goal, exactly why we brought him in, exactly why he is such a huge upgrade over Teal, because he does all the things that we liked about Teal, he does all the things that Gary liked about Teal, but turns it up to 11 and can actually finish, which is the key part of that. So I hope he gets the start tonight. We're still a ways away from when the lineups will be released. Gary tends to slow play things, so I would be surprised if he gets the start. But I mean, after that performance, I almost don't know how you don't start him tonight. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a good match. It's weird because previously in the past, you would come off a game against Club America and be like, oh, Minnesota United next, cakewalk. But Minnesota United has secretly been maybe the best team in this whole tournament. They've got the guy who's a Borgi, I'll mispronounce his name if I try to say it, joint leading scorer with Messi. This dude has 7 goals in the whole tournament too. Nobody's talking about that. Reynoso seems to have gotten past whatever was keeping him from wanting to come back to the team in the offseason. And he's hit his stride. I think he's got like 2 goals, 2 assists in the tournament. So it's going to be a tough match. Minnesota always plays us pretty well. You know, they, for whatever reason, we rarely like beat up on teams. Every once in a while, like we've had like a really good game against Colorado, one random really good game against Chicago at a certain point in time, but like we never seem to fully be able to put teams away. I think it's partially because I think Gary takes the foot off the brake a little bit too quickly sometimes, but we'll see what happens tonight. I like Nashville SC's chances, especially if Sam starts. But Minnesota's been dangerous. I mean, like, you got a guy that scored 7 goals in this competition. You can't ignore that. So it should be a good match. Should be fun. I'm going to wrap up. I want to chat really quick about Titans. I was going to talk about a little bit of Premier League stuff here, too, but I think I'm going to save that. United, my team, they don't play till Monday. So I think Monday's vlog will be like a pre-recorded, like, season preview of the Premier League, which will be good because I'll have watched every game but the Man United game. I'll be able to look at all the other teams and go like, this is what they did. This is what's really going to happen. So, save my Premier League thoughts for Monday. But I do want to talk about Titans game as they play tomorrow at noon against the Bears preseason matchup. I told some of my coworkers today where we were working earlier today, I'm kind of looking forward to this one more so than a lot of the maybe previous preseason games because we at least have the guaranteed thing of it's going to be a fun kind of quarterback matchup. Who's second quarterback, who's third, who's the future of the team between Malik Willis and Will Levis. And I'm almost positive we only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, so I know Tannehill's not playing tomorrow, so it's just going to be those two kind of going, you know, either one takes first half, one takes second half, or they go back and forth, I don't know. But that at least makes it interesting. I'm also looking forward to seeing Tajay Sharp, I think I mispronounced his name, but the new running back we drafted too, see what he looks like, what he could potentially do. So probably a little bit more excited than I've been for a Titans preseason game in a while, just for those factors, so it should be pretty interesting. But beyond that, I mean, it's crazy. We always talk about like how, oh man, the NFL football's over, it's gonna be so long, and then it just feels like it comes back so quickly. So gonna watch that one, gonna have some fun this weekend. I'm about to close this whole thing down and head to Geodis Park for Nashville SC hosting Minnesota United in the quarterfinals of Leagues Cup. What a tournament this has been. Hopefully it can continue for the boys in gold. Hopefully we get the result tonight. We'll be there live. There will be a game day vlog to come. I believe it'll come Sunday because tomorrow's Catterday. I cannot preempt Catterday. My wife would kill me. So the game day vlog from tonight's match will come out Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on for notifications if you haven't done so already. If you're a Club America fan, explain to me why you think it would be rigged against you. That's been my biggest question is why would the match be rigged in favor of Nashville SC over Club America? Like who would benefit from that? What would be the big term benefit? Like, is this just like a conspiracy? Just everybody wants to take Club America down for reasons? Like that's a big problem with the rigged argument to me. Like if Nashville SC lost the match, I would think there's a chance it's rigged because nobody wants a small market team getting ahead and getting big matches. But I don't think any Club America fans are going to watch this though. But if you're a Nashville SC fan, shout us out. Come on, you boys in gold. We'll see you tonight at Geodis Park. Have a great night.